Hello, friends. In the car with Starr on this Monday morning, on this mammoth-sized Monday. Holy shnikes, do we have a lot to get to today in the aftermath of Week 1 of the NFL's regular season now in full effect, and the Montreal Canadiens' annual golf tournament as a hit first tee running, so to speak, at Club de Golf Laval-sur-le-Lac, which is, of course, as posh as they come. Of course, right here, right now, it is the Kanawaki Golf Club, where I've been a proud member. And guess what? You get to play it with me and some of my radio friends, Simon Salikas, my partner in crime, Connor McKenna. I'm getting Connor onto a golf course for real. And you get an opportunity to kind of mix and mingle with some of your friends from TSN 690. The first edition of the Starr Classic coming to the Kanawaki Golf Course in 2 weeks' time. So 2 weeks from today, September 26th, we're doing a shotgun start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, it's a limited field event. If you go to my Twitter page, go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/inthecarwithstarr, you're going to find the registration form. And I want you to sign up electronically if your schedule allows you to play with us. Here's what's going to happen. It's going to be a fun event. I've reached out to my great sponsors, including Little Bear on St. Catherine Street, online at littlebearonline.com, where if you use the promo code INTHECAR10, you get 10% off your online order at littlebearonline.com. They've been serving Montrealers who love their animals for more than 20 years. This is a mom and pop operation. Remember, during COVID, we're all about supporting local. We're still here. Let's support local. Let's support Little Bear. And, of course, K-Stop Gas Bar and Depanneur. They're going to outfit us with all kinds of prizes. My friends from Adidas, we're going to get 50% off promo codes. We're going to have Clark Cafe sandwiches. We're going to have refreshments. And it's just going to be an opportunity for like-minded people to socialize on a great golf course. If you've never had a chance to play this golf course, the Kanawaki Golf Club, here's an opportunity to come see what I've been telling you about, why it's a shining star in the golf world. So I hope to see you there. Space is very, very limited. Okay, so I want you to go to facebook.com/inthecarwithstarr. You're going to find the link there to sign up. It's an Eventbrite. Now, I'm not making 1 cent off this. This is not a for-profit proposition here. This is an opportunity where I get to socialize with you, you get to socialize with me, and we get to do things that we love to do, and that's play golf and have a good time, because that's ultimately what's going to happen here. We're going to have a great time together. We've got cool prizes and a great golf course. So what more could you ask for? But here's the thing. The golf course is charging me a flat rate for the golf course and the cart, right? And there's tax to that. So what I've done is I said it was $175 for a golf cart, 18 holes. I've got sandwiches and refreshments and prizes to dole out during the course of the afternoon. So I'm not making a red cent. I'm probably going to lose a little bit of money on this. So what I did was, instead of wanting people to send me e-transfers and chase money, we set up a website through Eventbrite. But I didn't know this until it was done. Eventbrite charges me a commission on every single sale. So I've already sold some, and as a result, I've had to up the price because I can't eat such a loss. So the $175 is more like $205 because of the commission that Eventbrite is charging us. But look, I mean, it's money. I get it. Money doesn't come easy, but it's going to be a great day. You know, September 26th, the Kanawaki Golf Course. Hope to see you there. Space is limited, so sign up now. So that's that. So thank you, Little Bear Online. Don't forget, use the promo code INTHECAR10 to save with your online order. These guys care about your pets. Let's continue to support local. This is not just a COVID thing, and we are all good citizens for a few months. Now, let's continue to support local. littlebearonline.com. They deliver to you anything from your dog food, and they actually know what they're talking about. This isn't a major corporation that's in it for profitabilities all the time. They actually care about the well-being and the healthy habits of your pet moving forward. So big thanks to Little Bear. littlebearonline.com is the website. But certainly the biggest news of the day comes via the Montreal Canadiens. And what an unbelievable stroke, right? I choose to believe this was Jennifer Lopez choreography at its finest. The Montreal Canadiens, at their annual golf tournament in Laval, announce sponsor logos on the jersey. It's here. Get ready for it. And their first major sponsor, look, they had the Bell logo on their helmets now, and now they've got a big fat logo on the sweater itself. Say hello to RBC, you guys, the first official sponsor on the Montreal Canadiens. The Montreal Canadiens, Le Saint Flanel. Yeah, it's a sellout. It's been sold. RBC now has the sponsorship rights for the Montreal Canadiens jersey. I saw lots of people react strongly to this once the first images popped up online. At the end of the day, I really don't care. Yeah, does it stink that they have a logo on their jersey? Do one of the richest teams in the history of the hockey world, do they need a logo on the jersey? No, not really. But again, this is a for-profit business. This is the way of the world. Evolve or die. And the Montreal Canadiens, like it or not, are in the business of making money. And that's why the RBC logo is on the jersey. Does it look great? No, it doesn't look great. Does it ruin the jersey? No, it doesn't do that either. You know, it's just part of the reality of where we are in pro sports. Look across the landscape. This is one of the lasts to hold strong and to keep the jersey more or less clean. So many people, more people than know about European soccer than I do. I know what some of those jerseys look like. You watch the World Hockey Championships and the Spengler Cup, and we see what those jerseys look like. I mean, my goodness gracious, they're walking billboards. Look, I don't think the Montreal Canadiens are ever going to get to the Spengler Cup version of their own jersey. But this is a happy middle ground. It's an opportunity here for the organization to make more money. Salary cap is going up. Players are going to make more money. And as I said, this is not a charity. The Canadiens are running a charity. This is a for-profit enterprise that Jeff Molson and his partnership group have voted on. You know, so like I could totally see a world in which Jeff Molson, who's arguably one of the biggest fans of the Montreal Canadiens in this market, probably doesn't like the look of it, just like you and I do. At the end of the day, Jeff Molson is a Canadiens fan. And he's also a man that runs several successful businesses, and he's also the face, the voice of this partnership group that owns the Montreal Canadiens. And so, yes, if the partners get together and weigh the pros and cons of sponsorship on a jersey, here we are. RBC, welcome to the Montreal Canadiens. And say hello to the new captain. Was this predictable? Did you guys see this coming? I think we did. Nick Suzuki is the 31st captain in the history of the Montreal Canadiens organization. The announcement made today by head coach Martin St. Louis. It certainly appears that this was not a player's vote, and you could see the choreography, and that takes us right to the J-Lo choreography. The Montreal Canadiens break the news that RBC is their first official jersey sponsor. People online lose their collective minds. To that I say, dude, get over it. Who cares? Move on. And then, right after that, they make the announcement that Nick Suzuki has been named the 31st captain in the history of the Montreal Canadiens. His alternates, no longer assistants. No longer, as the rule sticklers have pointed out to me, no longer assistants. These are alternates now. Joel Edmondson and Brendan Gallagher. Nick Suzuki, the captain, your alternates, Gallagher and Edmondson. No Paul Byron, who used to wear an A on his sweater, but just goes to show you what direction the organization is headed towards. And now they've chosen to identify a 23-year-old future face of the franchise as the man that's going to bring the Montreal Canadiens into a new generation, into a new era of Habs hockey, with Jeff Gordon and Ken Hughes occupying the executive suites as the new front office is shaken and baken. This new front office has made a boatload of moves, and I'm trying not to get overly optimistic. I really like the way this team is handling business. I like the way they came out immediately and say, listen, here's Nick Suzuki, here's our captain. Let's move on with our life. Like, there's no secrecy in here. There's no reading between the lines. Jeff Gordon and Ken Hughes come out and tell us exactly what is happening. And there's no fudging here. Everything seems to be on the up and up. Everything seems to be rather consistent. And as you move forward, it makes sense in my mind for a lot of different reasons. I think we saw in July when the Montreal Canadiens were hosting the draft and they had the number 1 overall pick, and Juraj Slafkovsky was the guy. And when the Canadiens were announced to the stage to make that pick, we all saw Nick Suzuki there. That spoke volumes. At least it should have. You should have been able to pick up on that cue and realize, oh, that's not normal. That's not something the team has done on a consistent basis with their draft picks and having certainly a guy like Nick Suzuki, who we all know is getting paid like a future franchise player, but wasn't really identified as a captain, right? Well, that case is now closed. Nick Suzuki is the captain with his alternates, Brendan Gallagher, who looked. It looked a little fake to me when Nick Suzuki rolled up, and go check this out on RDS or TSN when you watch the footage today. Brendan Gallagher had one of those sarcastic smiles on his face that was reminiscent of a call that went against him when everybody with a working set of eyes knew it was a horseshit call, and Gallagher's got that sarcastic smile on his face. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think the timing was just so bad for Brendan Gallagher. Like, you know it. I know it. Nobody is more of a fiery competitor. Nobody, I think, wants it more than Brendan Gallagher. Like, I think that when he has a bad game, is in a drought, or his team is losing, the expectations aren't being met, I don't think anybody feels it harder than Brendan Gallagher. And I think the timing was just terrible. When Shea Weber was here in 2018, he was named captain. He succeeds Max Pacioretty. Like, Shea Weber, I don't need to describe what his reputation is. It comes with Shea Weber. He is the captain. And then you wonder about Brendan Gallagher, whose body at this point in his career is more or less being held together by duct tape and Gorilla Glue. And you wonder about, is this guy going to be here in 4 years? Is Brendan Gallagher still going to be a Montreal Canadien in 4 years' time? And I think the odds suggest, no, he's not going to be here. Will he still be an NHL player? We'll wait and see. I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. This man is a warrior when it comes to his physical fitness. This man is a warrior when it comes to his competitive levels, and the expectations he has set for himself are of another world. And he knows he had a bad year last year. He knows collectively the team wasn't great, and that things he expects to be a lot better for him personally. Now, does that translate to team success? The one thing I'm always cautious of is totally outright writing teams, players, athletes off entirely. CF Montreal has publicly talked about the fact that they're keeping score. They're keeping score. Who said they were out? Who said they're a bum team? Who said they're not going to make the playoffs? What do they call it? Bulletin board material. That has happened with CF Montreal more than once. Look what happened with the Atlanta Falcons, who found themselves tied with the Indianapolis Colts. Arthur Smith and several people within the Atlanta Falcons organization on Sunday night came out and said, you guys wrote us off in March. So yes, these ultra competitive executives, athletes, or coaches pay attention to what notable people with a national voice, with a national opinion, have to say about the prospects of their team moving forward. So, look, I'm not here to tell you that the Montreal Canadiens are going to win the division next season. I don't expect them to be anywhere close to the playoffs. I think next year, or this upcoming season, I should say, is going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be difficult. I think it's going to be difficult for them to compete. I mean, look, you're staring down the barrel of the possibility of the Montreal Canadiens. 50% of their defensemen might be rookies. We talk about Caden Gooley, Jordan Harris, Justin Barron, and down the list we go of guys that are going to get service time, learning on the fly, knowing that your goaltenders, none of them are number ones. Jake Allen has never been able to take a net and declare it his, no matter which team he plays for. Sam Montembeault is a massive question mark. I don't think anyone in their right mind is leaning on either of these guys as a beacon of consistency. And Caden Primo, in front of a terrible team last season, had horrible NHL numbers and totally redeemed himself with some outstanding performances for Laval in the playoffs. So there are a lot of question marks, a lot of wait and sees, a lot of what ifs, but I still maintain that this team is going to try hard, and this team is going to try to compete hard under Martin St. Louis, and the rest is just left for us to watch and let it play itself out. Like, yes, I sit here today on this September 12th, on the day of the Canadiens golf tournament, optimistic about Martin St. Louis. I love the direction this team has taken. I love their summer. I think Ken Hughes had an absolutely brilliant summer with everything that he's done. And I have faith that this front office is going to be able to turn this team around and make them good again. How long that's going to take? I don't think it's going to take 5 years. I think this year is going to sting a little bit. And, as Nick Suzuki had mentioned, forward progression. As long as the team is going in the right direction and you're seeing positive signs, I don't think there's a lot to complain about. But look, you saw the three alternates, Nick Suzuki, who says he's learning French with Babbel, Joel Edmondson, Brendan Gallagher, Parsifal, mes amis, Parsifal. And I think it was the second or the third question to Nick Suzuki when he was asked, how's your French coming along? And that's what he made. He spoke in French a little bit. And he says it was interesting, too. Suzuki mentioned that he has an easier time reading it than talking it. But at least he's putting in the effort, right? Putting in the effort. And that's kind of where we are with the Montreal Canadiens. Their rookie camp opens Wednesday. They play their first rookie game Thursday. They're going to be playing rookies from the Sabres, the Devils, the Penguins. So we're at the rookie portion. And then, of course, the Montreal Canadiens camp opens up. And then I'll see you in October for the start of a new National Hockey League season. Just amazing that we're here in the aftermath of what was a crazy week one in the National Football League. The vast amount of upsets, so many examples of people in survivor pools, 50, 60 teams deep, upwards of 50, 60% of survivor teams out in the aftermath of week one. The Chicago Bears upset the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners were a Final Four team last year. Bears beat them 19-10 at Soldier Field. The Colts with Matt Ryan and Jonathan Taylor tie a team that many people thought was going to be the worst in the league. Houston and Indianapolis played to a draw. Joe Burrow's first pass of the season is a pick six. The Bengals start sluggishly and lose in overtime to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The mighty New York Giants with Daniel Jones go to Nashville and beat the Tennessee Titans, who, by the way, earned it. Tennessee, you earned it with your complacency, your tight end runaround sweeps when you've got Derrick Henry in the backfield, Ryan Tannehill and the play calling being as conservative as it was, bad penalties. Just complacency burns you in the National Football League. But perhaps the biggest winner of them all goes to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. No Tyreek Hill, 5 touchdowns. You know what I loved about Kansas City's dismantling of Arizona on Sunday was that Patrick Mahomes told you what was coming, and he showed you, and he did it anyway, even though he told you that he was going to spread the ball around. He apologized to fantasy players saying, guys, I'm warning you now, there's going to be a lot of targets going around, and he did it. 5 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes, which takes us to our biggest loser, which comes from the same game. Kyler Murray, all $233 million of this guy's contract, right? Kyler Murray goes 19 of 34 for 193 passing yards. Let me tell you something. When you've identified a quarterback that's worthy of a $230 million investment, this quarterback best make sure that he does a much better job of elevating the talent around him. I don't care that DeAndre Hopkins wasn't there for Kyler Murray in Arizona yesterday. Patrick Mahomes didn't have Tyreek Hill. Patrick Mahomes and his $500 million contract handed out by the Kansas City Chiefs showed you what generational talent, franchise quarterbacks can do at the National Football League level. There were so many plays. You can go back in that game, and we can pinpoint and identify terrible reads by Kyler Murray, looking on the wrong side of the field, and we wondered why Arizona wanted a homework clause, a film clause in this guy's contract. It was on full display for 4 quarters yesterday in the dismantling of the Arizona Cardinals. So the biggest loser of the day today goes to Kyler Murray, who couldn't get anything done. 34 pass attempts, 193 yards, up against a Kansas City defense. Like, if I ask you, like, when you go up against Kansas City, what are you worried about? You worried about Kansas City's defense, or are you worried more about Kansas City's potent offense with everything they've got going there, led by Patrick Mahomes and that massive target named Travis Kelce that he loves throwing the ball to? The answer is the offense, clearly as day, obviously. And that defense looked more like the Buffalo Bills defense against Kyler Murray. So not a great first impression by the franchise quarterback in Arizona. Week 1 wraps up tonight with the Denver Broncos, led by Russell Wilson, who didn't take a single snap in the preseason, up against his former team. Look, this is the worst quarterbacking tandem in the league. Drew Lock and Geno Smith going for Pete Carroll, Seattle Seahawks, who are playing at home as 6.5-point favorites. I like the under in this game. I think 6.5 is probably too much for a Denver team with a new quarterback that didn't take a single preseason snap. So I'm going to play conservative. We're going to take the points. We're going to play to the under for Monday Night Football tonight. You can watch that game live on TSN 690 at 8 o'clock. So thanks, as always, for watching and contributing to the program. Just jump on the wave and ride it into shore, baby. Thank you, Costa, for the comments this morning. Don't forget to check out that promo code flashing on your screen right now, in the car 10 at littlebearonline.com. The days of supporting local are still here. I hope COVID and the pandemic taught us that lesson, the value of independent stores. That's why I've partnered with Little Bear Pet Supplies, littlebearonline.com, promo code in the car 10 at checkout, and K-Stop Gaspar and Deppener, Highway 138, another family-owned operation. We're not talking about corporations that have executives and board of directors and quarterly reports and shareholders that they're responsible to. That's what's happened in this world today. These major corporations are no longer looking at the employee. They're now more responsible to the shareholder. The employee falls second, falls third, way down the depth chart. That's why we partner with mom and pop shops that actually care about you, their customer. Like when Leon was still with us, our family dog, and he's since gone 9 months now, Little Bear Online, Chuck Altman, his lovely wife, and their incredibly educated staff would tell us, listen, Leon's a little too round around the middle. These are some of the foods. These are some of the fillers. This is why your dog is a little bloated. This is what you should be feeding him. You're not going to get that from these big box chain stores. It doesn't happen. That's why we partner with Little Bear in Westmount, proudly serving the Montreal community for more than 20 years. Shop online, littlebearonline.com. Use promo code in the car 10. And don't forget K-Stop Gaspar. Tomorrow is Tuesday. You know what happens Tuesday? It's Crepe Tuesday. We took out some pictures. We did a food review. People lose their minds for these crepes with fresh fruit, piled high, everything made in-house. K-Stop Gaspar Deppener, right over the Mercier Bridge. So if you're in the surrounding area, Candiac, La Prairie, Delson, Chateauguay, LaSalle, Lachine, head over to Mercier Bridge. Stay on the 138. It's K-Stop Gaspar and Deppener. Premium fuel at discount prices and the best snack game in the market. Well, I have no reason not to tell you the truth. These are cold facts, my friends, and proud sponsors of In the Car with Starr. You support me, you support my sponsors, and you support yourself by quality, getting quality goods from quality people. So thank you, everybody. And again, big thanks to our golf event coming up September 26th. I'm very excited about this. Check out facebook.com/inthecarwithstar for details on how to register and how to sign up. Okay, we'll see you later this week in the Car with Starr.